Hey guys, it's your girl Serenity. Welcome back to Track News Daily. We gotta jump right into it. Rome Diamond League was absolutely crazy. When in Rome, that's what I decided to title this one. Mainly because I want to talk about how track meets in Europe compared to track meets in America are on two different levels, y'all. Like, it's like a freaking football game over there. And I think that that's exactly what track needs. They had the full blown, like, they dimmed the lights and everything for the 100 that we're about to get into. They dimmed the lights. The crowd was going crazy for high jump, long jump, like shot put. It was going absolutely insane the whole entire time. You would have thought, like, LeBron James was out there. Like, to put it in like American terms, you would have thought LeBron James was out there for game 7. You know what I mean? So I think that this is exactly the energy that these athletes needed to run fast, because that's exactly what happened. Let me go ahead and say, I am sorry for sleeping on Noah Lyles. I will never sleep on Noah ever again. Okay? And it's not like I was asleep. I really just think that Jordan Anthony, because my prediction in my last episode was that Jordan Anthony was going to win over Noah Lyles. Noah shut me up, spat on me, told me to get out of town, because Noah literally won with 988, y'all, season's best. It was crazy. And this is what I meant when I was talking about they shut the lights off. They did a whole introduction for them. Like, this is the Olympic final. Like, this was the Diamond League final. They shut the lights off. They had like a crazy intro for them. They had them coming in from a different entrance and running all the way down the track. I think there was supposed to be a spotlight on them, but it was not working, so that was kind of awkward. But other than that, that was exciting. And somebody who I did not mention was Marcel Jacobs, who was the reigning Olympic champion from Italy. And of course, just being in Rome, like, the crowd went absolutely berserk for him. And they put him in the middle of Noah and freaking Jordan Anthony. And I thought that that was pretty strategic. I thought it was kind of cool. Obviously, he got like the favorite lane because he's at home. And I think that that was kind of crazy. But we got to talk about these results. Noah won. Obviously, did he get the best start? No. But I even want to say, like, maybe this is the exact start Noah needs. I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like he has the formula and he is making it work for him. And then it ended up being Emmanuel Asimi who ended up getting second, you guys, with 994. And then here was the shocker for me. Leslie Tebogo, 995. It's the time, like, oh, is it extremely fast? Not necessarily, but Tebogo is not really a 100 favorite. He is more so of a 200 runner. He's been looking okay over the circuit, on the Diamond League circuit so far, especially like in some of those Chinese races, like in Zemin and then in Shanghai. Like, he was looking okay. He was looking okay, but 995. Jordan Anthony finishes fourth. Jordan Anthony finishes fourth. So look, y'all, Noah Lyles proved me wrong. But I like that. Good. Good. Like literally good. Good, good, good. I'm not gonna know everything. And I'm not gonna have it right every single time. And he continues to rise to the occasion. Similar to Masai Russell. Have we seen Masai Russell get beat? Yes. We saw her get beat at Worlds. But she's also the Olympic champion, as is Noah. Have we seen Noah get beat? Yes. He got beat by Jordan Anthony to make the indoor world team. He got beat by Jordan and Trayvon Bromell. And it was like, oh, okay, I might have people thinking, oh, is Noah losing his edge? And then Noah comes and he's like, bow. No, I'm not losing my edge. I'm here to stay. And that's what track is all about. that is literally what track is all about. I also predicted Ferdinand Omunyala to be in the mix a lot more. He ran 10:11. And that was surprising for me because he's already run like 9:9 so far this season in one of the other Diamond League meets, but he was not in the mix. And sometimes, I will say, sometimes athletes do better when the field is not up to par. I do think that Xiamen in Shanghai was crazy fast. Like, it had Kenny Van Erich in it. Like, they had crazy fast people in it. However, sometimes these athletes feel like they have a better handle on things when they're the best out there. So maybe it was just like the start, because I think Jordan got out crazy. Jordan was out the first 40. And then everybody just caught him. They literally like swallowed him up. As Noah obviously does what he normally does and comes through the last 60 and just blazes it. But I think that it was exciting to watch. This also makes me excited for the 4x1 for Team USA. I know this is only two guys that are mixed, but then we have Kenny Manerick, who ran like 990 last week or 2 weeks ago. And that's exciting, y'all. Like, we're starting to have, even though we've already had really good guys, don't get me wrong, like we've already had a really solid group of guys on the 4x1. But it just makes me more excited for sure. Now, these guys train together, Noah and Jordan, so they're obviously not going anywhere. I want to say this was their first matchup in the 100, at least their first matchup as Jordan being a pro. Maybe it was a shock to him. Like, after he passed the line, of course, Noah's doing all what, he's doing everything that he's doing. And he's like, I need my belt back. I need my belt back. I don't know if Jordan's going to give it back necessarily, because it's like, this was a Diamond League meet, so it was big, but it's also like, it's not the Diamond League final. Like, he got the belt from you when he made it to Worlds. Like, he won USA's, like the fastest American. So I don't know, but I don't know what they got going on like in their training group and what they talk about. But yeah, Noah was like, give me my belt back, and this and this and this and this and firepower and all of this. He did the whole thing, and honestly, he deserved to. 988, season's best. He looked good. Shut me up. That's exactly what you got to do. But I'm excited to see Kenny Manerick in the mix. I'm excited to see what else Leslie Tebogo has. I was also kind of surprised by Akani Simbine finishing 6th with 10:03. The 100 is back, baby. The 100 is back. But we got to move on. Trey Cunningham, period, opens his season with a world lead, a meet record, and a personal best of 1298. 1298. I do not have the stat for the amount of athletes who have run under 13, but I can only think of a handful, like Cordell Tent, obviously the world record holder, Aries Merritt, obviously Grant Holloway, the Olympic champion, but now Trey Cunningham. I'm not even going to act like, oh, like now Trey Cunningham, like this puts him in the conversation, in the mix. He was already in the conversation and in the mix. He was already there. But this does add a boost of confidence, I'm sure. And I'm going to text him about it. And I'm so happy for him, because just missing out on that world team, I know did damage to his self-confidence. But something that he continues to reinforce and has reinforced to me in our interviews is that he goes to therapy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just another race. It hurts, but it's just another race. I cannot hang on to everything anymore like I used to. Like, I'm getting older. This is not Florida State no more. I got to take these things as they come and do what I got to do. Trey Cunningham opens with a 1298. Just to put in perspective, second place, Orlando Bennett, 1331. Nobody was close to Trey. Who was close to Trey was Jamal Britt. Now, Jamal, it was like honestly between the inside lane with Trey and the outside lane with Jamal. But then Jamal ends up falling. Mind you, just a little backstory. Jamal just won his last 2 Diamond League races in Shanghai and in Xiamen over Cordell Tinch, the reigning world champion. So twice. So we're like, okay, Jamal, you look good. Like, you're looking good. Runs 1307 again, you know? And then he was moving good with Trey. He was moving good. I think they both would have dipped under 12. Dipped under 13. And then he fell. Oh, he fell in heartbreaking fashion. And I think, just to add perspective for hurdles, something that's different that people don't realize is that when you're about to beat a world record or PR or whatever else it may be, those touches have to be faster. And your technique has to be sharper, because you're coming up on these hurdles. And this is what like the hurdlers have told me. You're coming up on these hurdles faster than you ever have. That's why they clip hurdles. That's why they fall a lot of the times. Because you're like, when you're running a 100, there's nothing standing in your way. of running the fastest time you've ever run. You may rush your dry phase, but that's not harming you necessarily. But with hurdles, you're literally running faster than you ever have, so they're coming up faster than you ever have. So your reaction time has to be faster than it ever has been. Your speed can be there, but that reaction time literally is about to, it trumps everything. And I think he just clipped a hurdle and he went down. Like it was really, really unfortunate to see. But he would have, I think he, if Trey was going 12.98, he would have gone 12.99. Jamal is a threat this year. Okay. And I'm excited to see both of them compete at world championships because it's going to be tough. But the men's hurdles is always tough. 110 hurdles, always tough. You name it. Jacoby Tharp, who's going to be coming over from college, he always puts up a big threat. Grant Holloway, Cordell Tinch. It's like every year you see somebody different. And they're doing some ridiculousness. Dylan Beard, like the list really goes on for competition. And Trey is one of those ones who does a really good job at rising to the competition, as does our girl Julian Alfred. In the 200, this one was really exciting too. Mind you, okay, I need to say, Rome was exciting in general. They had a whole lot of fast races, far throws, and long jumps. However, I had to pick out some of the ones that stood out to me, and these were the ones that stood out to me, which was the 200, because it was Julian versus Melissa Jefferson. The Olympic champion, Juju, and the world champion, Melissa Jefferson Wooden. And goodness gracious, this was like highly anticipated. Like next to the 100, it was the 200 for me. I mean, look, it was crazy. But what was interesting to me before I get into it is that Juju had an outside lane. She had lane 8. And I heard the commentators saying, like, you know, they do get a say in their lane. Because it's not like there's a prelim where it's like your time is gonna put you in this lane. They have some type of say in their lane. And he was wondering if like girl, like that's what you chose? You chose lane 8? It is a 9-lane track, but like you chose lane 8. So that would be interesting. We don't have confirmation or denial about that, but that would be kind of interesting. But she does win with 21.93 over Melissa Jefferson. What a MJW got the start on Juju. She did on that curve. And I remember Juju saying that, like, you know, the curve is not necessarily her best. It's not her favorite, but that straight is. And which makes sense. I mean, she's a 100 runner. She's an Olympic champion in the 100. Okay. But MWJ ended up getting second with 22.17. And then I got to shout out Anavia Battle. Anavia Battle has been killing it on the Diamond League circuit. She ran 22.39. Like, she's been getting, like, second and third on this Diamond League circuit. To Shawnee Miller-Weibo. I think she ended up beating Sha'Carri Richardson in one of the Shanghai or Xiamen Diamond Leagues. She's a force to be reckoned with. And she was one of those ones that I always watched coming out of Ohio State. But I know she struggled her first year, or maybe her first couple years being pro, which is such a huge adjustment. She switched coaches as well. And then she ended up going back to her collegiate coach. And I think that's still where she is. And she's a force to be reckoned with. She is a force to be reckoned with, for sure. She looked good. She looked really, really good. And it wasn't the end to the meet, but it was my final point. Noah gets his belt back. You know, I mean, I didn't have that prediction right. Trey Cunningham opens with 12.98. Juju is on top in the 200, and I also have to, because I ran the 400, I gotta talk about the 400 as well, you guys. I don't have a little graphic for it, but I gotta talk about the 400 because my main talking point in the last episode was Keely Hodgkinson from Great Britain, the area record holder and world leader in the 800. She was running the 400, and I was just excited to see what she was gonna do. Very out of her element. She did run a personal best of 51.14, but she had lane 3. I just know she felt like the rest of the field was just leaving her. Like, I know how that feels. Lane 3 used to feel a lot closer on an 8-lane track, but now it just starts to feel so far away. Like, honey, you basically in 1. And she just, like, the rest of the field just, like, left her. And I think, I mean, they're fast. Like, and then I was also surprised about Leah Butler. I expected her to win. She ended up getting 4th with 49.8. It was Henrietta Jagger who won with 49.60. Nikisha Price got 3rd with 49.80. It was fast. So, like, I understand. like, I'm not necessarily so surprised with this result by Keely, but I think I did expect her to dip below 51 at least. But this is a tough field. It ain't no patty cake race. This is tough. And it's a diamond league for the 400. And she had lane 3. Like, all these things included, you guys. So Rome did not disappoint. Rome absolutely did not disappoint. But this is all for Track News Daily for this episode, y'all. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing.